Every 72 hours, a passenger jet goes wrong. Yet, when you step onto an airplane, the skies seem limitless and safe. How well, within minutes of takeoff, if anything does go wrong? There's an army of highly trained specialists primed to spring into action. They're racing toward the chaos as we speak, working around the clock to save lives and reputations. So here's what happens in the first 48 hours after a plane crash. Welcome to my channel. 90% of mishaps occur on takeoff or landing, but amazingly, only a handful result in fatalities. Runway does not equal killer. This is an accident investigation we covered a few years back. A small plane crashed right through the end of the runway. Miraculously, nobody was killed. And that's good news because death on the ground is rare. In fact, only 12 passenger jets have crashed in the past decade, and only 4 had more than one fatality. So this is a big deal. It rewrote every rule and realigned safety procedures worldwide. But it also created a whole new set of protocols for when things go horribly wrong. So now let's dive into the first 48 hours after a crash. When the unthinkable happens, the world doesn't need to know immediately. But almost no time is wasted before ops centers glow red and phones erupt. At certain carriers, a code word alerts the CEO and select senior staff, while others use colored lanyards to notify key personnel, like black for crisis. Some airlines use a numeric code flashed onto the TV screens in the executive dining room. Once activated, everyone who needs to know will get the call very quickly, including a secret roster of doctors, lawyers, counselors, and yes, even pastors who stand ready to help anyone affected by a disaster. All those people are auto-paged within seconds of an accident occurring. An hour after the crash, a standby jet powers up. If there are survivors, they'll need medical care ASAP. And while rescue workers focus on the physical wounds, a team of psychological first responders is also needed. Survivors suffering from PTSD often don't show symptoms until days, weeks, or even months later. So the initial mental health screening is vital. Meanwhile, tents and satellite communications start rolling aboard the plane on standby. There are countless details to manage in the aftermath of a crash, including victim identification, property claims, and notifying next of kin. Gone are the days of waiting until morning to get started. These teams work day and night to ensure every survivor gets the support they need. Liftoff team. Plus 3 hours. Now the sun is rising over the burning field, and it's time to go. The lead ambulance heads out carrying medical equipment, supplies, and most importantly, fresh blood. Then the recovery van takes the lead. Their mission is crucial. Before the fire crews arrive, the burning wreckage gives few clues as to the cause of the crash, but the GO team will find those answers fast. Adrenaline pumping, they race towards the scene of the disaster. Usually, the closer they get to the crash site, the more intense the sights and sounds of devastation become. Sometimes the stench of jet fuel and human suffering is overpowering. With each passing moment, the urgency of the situation intensifies. For the GO team, speed is crucial, but so is precision, as they must reach the crash site as soon as possible to begin their investigation. But they must also move with care to avoid contaminating the area. In the first 48 hours, the public memory is still malleable. Get there before the media, and you can shape the narrative. Fail to make an impact, and watch the rumor mill take over. With heavy steps, they enter the restricted zone. The weight of the disaster they're about to encounter is heavy in the air. But these brave souls are trained to handle the worst-case scenarios. Their equipment, from cameras to scanners, is carefully deployed. Each piece of debris, each clue they discover, is logged meticulously. They move methodically through the wreckage, taking notes and snapping photos. As the investigation unfolds, they remain calm and focused, knowing that their findings could make all the difference. The first 48 hours are all important, as this determines how the public will remember the event. Lose them, lose trust. The goal is to establish control. It's why the GO team vans escort anyone who appears uninjured to a calm oasis of a hotel. It might look like any other ordinary place, but behind the facade lies a carefully orchestrated operation aimed at keeping survivors comfortable and safe. The staff is discreetly briefed on dealing with trauma. Rooms are equipped with essential amenities, ensuring the survivors' physical and emotional needs are met. It may not seem like much, but for those who have just experienced a traumatic event, this is a sanctuary. Meanwhile, flight attendants swap their uniforms for blankets and trauma cards. Trained in first aid and counseling, they're ready to offer support and comfort to the survivors. Back at the hotel, a boardroom has been transformed into a makeshift family hub. While some wait anxiously for news, others receive the devastating confirmation that their loved ones did not survive. Prayer rooms are available for those seeking solace and faith, offering a quiet space to grieve and reflect. Throughout the ordeal, dedicated staff members ensure that every survivor feels cared for. Food and beverages are served, paperwork is completed, and every effort is made to minimize the stress for those already traumatized. For the crew, however, things are very different. Within the first 48 hours, they're whisked away to a private debrief bunker. Away from the media circus, they're offered food, and most importantly, emotional support. Trained psychologists guide them through the harrowing experience, helping them process what they saw and lived through. No one expects them to be their usual cheerful selves so soon after the crash. Instead, the airline offers understanding and compassion, knowing that the road to recovery will be unique for each crew member. At both cities, family hubs are open with round-clock access to counselors and information hotlines. Prayer rooms are set up for those who wish to pray for the victims, their families, and the survivors. Meanwhile, back at headquarters, a war room is set up streaming every piece of data imaginable. Meanwhile, outside counsel drafts a formal apology letter and a refund matrix to be rolled out at the press conference. One person manages social media posts, countering fake news with hard facts. Another tracks and mitigates secondary crashes, meaning the effects of the crash on other flights, while someone else monitors news feeds around the world. A PR strike force is assembled, poised to flood the airwaves with facts before rumors take flight. And as all this is happening, the legal brain trust is locked in debate. Should they admit fault or point to faulty metals? The answer is rarely clear-cut. Lives' reputations and billions hang in the balance as they weigh the options. Hours after the crash, a military flyover retrieves the black boxes. Armed guards accompany the shipment overnight to a freezing lab where experts will comb through the data, looking for clues about the disaster. It's now been 48 hours since the accident, which means the liability maths have already started. Even without injuries, every day a plane is out of commission costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. So while the world waits for answers, the insurance companies are busy running the numbers. Injuries and fatalities increase the payout exponentially, but the total cost of an accident goes far beyond the compensation paid to victims. Now, open your boarding pass. Behind that innocuous barcode lies a world of unseen armies. They train tirelessly so you can relax on your flight. These unsung heroes prepare for every catastrophe imaginable, from turbulence to terrorist attacks, ensuring your safety in the skies. And when disaster strikes, they spring into action within minutes, coordinating with precision and speed to minimize damage and save lives. So the next time you settle into your seat, take a moment to appreciate these unseen protectors. Their commitment to excellence keeps you safe, so you can simply enjoy the journey. And that's all for today. See you next time.